Hi, I'm Shay and welcome back to another Draw With Me session. It's been a while since I posted to this channel. I honestly thought I was going to be totally back with a regular upload schedule, but things have happened and that's okay. It's still a perfect time to sit down with our sketchbooks, share art tips, brainstorm, and just create together like my older sketchbook sessions. I'm going to be working on this sketchbook spread during this video, and this video is actually a clipped down version of a Discord stream with my patrons from last month. So it's a bit more conversational than my standard voiceover. I hope you enjoy and have a fun drawing session with me, and let me know what you're drawing in the comments down below. So I was drawing and inking this yesterday and I was having a lot of fun, and I think today I'm gonna start coloring it. It looks good, Galen, yay! Of course I had to do the cowboys for the prompt suite. Chimera, I'm not gonna paint it, but I think I'm gonna do like the same style of this one where it's like markers and it's super simple. Just because I really like this style and it's super fun because it's just using like basic markers. What kind of markers? These were just a bunch of Crayola markers. I don't know if it'll focus. Yeah, Crayola markers and color pencils are kind of goated. Yeah. Yeah, Crayola's super fun. Beauty YouTube for the marker for us. I'm also thinking about doing a little bit of collage over here or something. But yeah, I hope you guys are also working on some art stuff, or I don't know, just hanging out, relaxing. Chimera, you don't know what to draw. You could draw some cowboys. Feeling persuaded to draw cowboys again? I think you should, Leopold. We're all just like bandwagoning and peer pressuring each other to draw cowboys. Only if you want to though, no pressure. Knights and werewolves, Jake, that's also a great option. I love both of those things. What are these gifts? Oh, you're cutting stickers. I remember those days. Steve remembers them too. He used to cut my stickers. Speaking of stickers, I am hopefully getting the sticker samples for the cowboy stickers today. They were supposed to come in like Tuesday, and I did pay for a rush fee, and they did not arrive then. So I'm a little salty, but hopefully they're good quality. I've been thinking about doing like a sticker manufacturer like review / comparison video. Hopefully that'll be maybe coming like sometime next year, because I want to try out a bunch of suppliers and also compare it to making stickers on your own, because that's what I'm used to. This is my first time outsourcing making stickers. Oh, what supplier am I using now? I'm using Sticker Ninja. I mean, the rush fee was $5, which I'm not too upset about it. It's more just a little annoying because I want to get the stickers out as fast as possible, and leaving it down to like the deadline of when I want to get them done just like stresses me out. Leopold, you use Sticker app for everything. They were really easy to use. A whole shipment got lost in the mail and they reposted it for free. Wow, that's awesome actually. Okay, I think I'll try using them for the Y2K Witch sticker. Do my tier list of sticker manufacturers. Shay +1 persuaded to use Sticker app, yes. I think maybe like word of mouth from other artists is always really good. Yeah, Steven, trying different manufacturers throughout the months will be a good way to survey all of your options, yeah. I think it's just like kind of frustrating because you just want to like stick with one and be like reliable to them and just like not have to worry about finding like a new one. But I think it's ultimately better in the long run, especially with thinking about having the sticker club for years, hopefully. That's the plan. So it's a necessary experimentation. By the time the sticker club ends, Grumpy Shay will be real. Yes, I'll be like 80 years old, still on Discord, and be like, hey guys, draw with me session. Still drawing the cowboys. But what was it? Sticker Ninja? They seem really great. They were really fast with the proofs, and they are like a smaller company that's comprised of artists, so it's like of artists for artists. So I want to root for them. And they like cut back on orders, like they don't overwork their employees, so that's nice. I also figured maybe it's just like poor timing with the hurricane that just passed through here, like maybe some like shipment things are delayed, especially with like one of the major like facilities in our area possibly being inundated with extra packages and stuff. So it could be that. completely understandable. Do you know if there are any local to your area could be better for timeline and you could see test prints in a store or something before your order? That's a good idea, Kaylin. I did like look up in my area some like local print shops, but I don't know if there's any company that does stickers. Steven and I are thinking about doing like some sort of print club next year and getting that set up. And I think I'm gonna start like trying it out with Staples. If you're in the US, I'm sure you've either heard of it or familiar with Staples. Their rates didn't seem too bad, and some of them would come with envelopes, so I just don't know how the quality is. Juniper, you've heard good things about Staples. Y2K, which Tamagotchi keychain when? Now that would be the dream. I've never made a keychain before, but that sounds really fun. Write that down, Steven. I think I've seen people make Tamagotchi keychains that are really cute, so it's been done before, but it'd be fun to do it with my characters. Kaylin, you do prints at home and it's pretty good quality. The worst thing is cutting them. I did that too last year when I was still running my Ko-fi shop. I printed a bunch of things. I have a Canon printer, so the quality wasn't too bad. And I printed some like paintings, like did some scans of my paintings and made some prints. And sold them for a little bit cheaper because I don't really have a judge on the quality of prints and how much to charge for them, but yeah, it was still really fun. And I'm looking forward to being able to offer them eventually for sort of like a cheaper price, where it is cheaper, but you don't get tracking. I think I would still have those options, but at least for the print club on Patreon, it would cut down on the cost of the actual tier price. Melly, does the witch have a name yet? Technically, I always like talk to Steven about it and try and like figure out the names, but right now I'm really leaning towards Fiona. I really like that name, but then I'm also thinking like, oh, classic witch Arthurian legend type name of Freya. I just really like either Freya or Fiona, and then Fiona reminds me of Shrek, so that's always a nice reminder. That gif. And it also reminds me of Adventure Time. Someone in high school gave me a Fiona and Cake comic. It's super cute. The colors are really great in it. But I have never seen Adventure Time before, so I was just like, okay, cool, I'll take it. But yeah, I think her name will be Fiona. And then for the boyfriend, I'm thinking about Paulo. I really like that name. Horses are difficult to draw, Melly. I need to get better at drawing them because Bill and Saul both have horses. Llama Girl, you could draw ponies, but realistic horses are an entirely different ballpark. Real. When are we having the My Little Pony week, guys? My Little Pony sketchbook club prompt. I think my pony sona's name was Berry Blush. Yes, and she was a Earth Pony Club. Or Earth Pony. Sorry, I was reading the comment. And then I drew Steven's pony sona with me, and his name was Scallion, and he's a unicorn. Earth Pony Club, my favorite Chapel Road song. Earth Pony Club. I need to draw them again. I keep on thinking about it because I feel like drawing in that style is always so... It's a lot more simple than doing like full on like my like typical style. So it's a lot more therapeutic. I had this illustration of us that I like started to sketch out. My pony sona Berry Blush painting Scallion, and I still really like that idea. Okay, I need to start coloring. I gotta stop noodling. Are you waiting to line Bill's sword for some reason? Is it gonna be lineless? It's mainly because I want to have a ruler and I don't want to find my ruler yet, so I'm just gonna wait until later to line it. And also, this was kind of like a turning point because I did not want to draw him with this typical crossbow, just because I didn't want to draw a crossbow, and I was just like, you know what? Bill seems like a rapier kind of guy. Freehand it. Not after drinking a cup of coffee. My hands are so shaky. And being on stream. Performance anxiety. Hey, if you want the full unedited versions of these live streams, then you should check out my Patreon. I have a monthly sticker club that is open to US and international members with this sticker design for November. Very cute. The Shay's Kitchen Discord server, the sketchbook club where I send out a prompt every week for all of us to work on and chat about, and first looks at upcoming art projects, comic projects, and upcoming sticker designs and more, all on my Patreon. These past couple of weeks we drew things inspired by the prompts Potion, Sweet, and Monster Masquerade for the spooky season. season, and these are some of the awesome pieces that we'll be chatting about in an upcoming monthly sketchbook club review stream. So if you want to join the fun, you can sign up for the cookie jar tier or the sticker bun tier. And if you're only interested in the prompts, you can sign up as a free member as well and just receive a new prompt every Monday. Thank you so much to all of my patrons for supporting me, my work, and supporting this channel. Let's get back to the video. Oh, do you guys want to see all the sketches for the emotes that I did? I practically like spent all day, except for like a couple of things I was working on, but just working on the emotes. And these are the doodles for them, just planning them out. Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay, back on task. Okay, Min, how do you draw in one sitting because my back will always get hurt even though it's been 10 minutes? That is a good question. I would say looking up like good drawing posture really helps, like keeping your back straight. I'm not the greatest at it, but also making sure you have breaks. I think 20 minutes, like a classic Pomodoro session where you get up and you stretch and you walk around. Typically online, if you just like look up like good drawing posture, there's some tips. There are, if you do like ulnar nerve stretches or like carpal tunnel stretches, those really help with like keeping good wrist health. And also working up to drawing in longer periods, because it does fatigue your body just sitting down. So making sure you're getting good exercise in. This is all stuff that I'm like saying to myself because I struggle with this as well. Yeah, it's really hard to fix your posture because you just don't notice it until you're like halfway through drawing and you're completely hunched over. And you're like, oh, I wonder why my back hurts. That's a good idea, Kaylin. Walking around doing 5 minutes of tidying, and that's usually enough stretching to be limber but also cleaning. Yeah, that's a good idea. I found that like ever since like working from home and doing like all this like YouTube and art stuff, I like have not had like a good workout routine at all. I used to be so good with it in college, and then also being in college, you're walking around so much. But now I'm like couch potato. Yoga is also really great. Steve has been introducing me to yoga, and that's been really nice. Exactly, Charlie. That's how I feel. We've been doing a work from home art job for a year now, and my body aged 10 years. Dude, literally. And it's like you start doing exercises again, it's just like, man, this is solving like most of my physical ailments. I literally set like timers on my computer, like for 20-minute or 30-minute like time periods where I work on something, and then I get up and do something for like 5 or 6 minutes or longer. Because I've eventually learned that like actually taking breaks and resting for maybe a little bit longer than you usually need sometimes really helps you to be more productive in the long run. But sometimes it's difficult in the moment because you like really get into like drawing or coloring something and you see that like pop-up come up. It's just like, oh, you need to stand up, and just like, no, I'm having so much fun. But like, no, it's like you really need to get up so that you can keep on drawing for a longer time. Actually, going places is the next step. I feel like if I didn't have Steven in my life, I would just be in here all the time. What sketchbook am I using? I am using the Talons Art Creation sketchbook. The paper is kind of off-white. It's kind of like a cream color, which if you've noticed, whenever I like post scans of this sketchbook, of the sketchbook prompts, and they kind of look yellowish, that's why. I've used the Talon sketchbook quite a few times. It's currently like my personal sketchbook right now, the sketchbook prompt sketchbook, and I've used it before. I don't know if I fully recommend it, especially the bigger sizes because they're quite clunky, but it's decent. It's just a little expensive in my opinion. Yeah, they're great. I really like them for drawing, and they do handle like acrylic gouache really well. It's just I'm always afraid to recommend them because they're not specifically meant for wet media, so I'm afraid to like recommend it, and then someone tries to do watercolor and it like completely crinkles. And yeah, the markers don't bleed through. They are technically water-based markers, so that's typically not an issue. I feel like with more alcohol-based markers, I actually haven't tried that out yet on these, but yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, I've heard they're a lot cheaper outside the US. Like, I did a sketchbook tour of one of these sketchbooks, and I was just like, it's kind of expensive, but it was a nice sketchbook. And someone said that they were like in Italy and they got it for, I don't know, like $7 and it was like the full big one. I was just like, dude, America, why? Kaylin, I agree. I really like sketchbooks with cheaper paper. And it's also like better mentally because then you're just like, oh, this is like not super high quality. I can just like do whatever I want and it doesn't have to look good or have to have any sort of like importance, I guess. I mean, all sketchbooks should feel like that, but you know, when things are more expensive, there's more of a pressure to do something well. Am I unintentionally doing ASMR with my marker? Chimera, that's a good idea. I was watching someone, I can't remember the YouTuber, but they were working on their comic or they were sketching some stickers. And it was just like music and like the ambiance of working on something. And I really liked it. I was like, should I do something like that? I feel like right now with my YouTube videos, I'm kind of in like a Wild West context where I'm just like, I kind of just want to like try anything. I feel like the drawing advice videos, there's only so many you can do when you're just like, okay, I've like said everything that I know. There's nothing else. I still feel so like early in my career where it's just like, I don't really have anything else to say. So like pivoting to something like doing gaming stuff or just casual draw with me like this. I don't know. It feels more like what I want to do. Exactly, Steven. Try everything. Words of wisdom from my favorite Zootopia song. Kaylin, you like the trying something new type videos? Yeah, it is one of the best things about art. There's so many things to try. I think draw with me's and videos about projects will never be unwelcome because there aren't that many good ones on YouTube, plus videos like this almost always provide a good insight and a ton of inspiration. That's a good point. I feel like, honestly, okay, this year, I wrote an entire video essay about how I feel about YouTube, specifically in an art perspective. That may or may not come out, I don't know, because I keep on wanting to add stuff to it. I don't know how many words long it is. It feels like so many like art YouTubers, myself included, kind of just result into being just like a commentary YouTuber talking about like either like art related topics or just general like trendy things going on. And it gets a little, you kind of realize like, what's the point in making this? Or just, it feels like the same thing every week. But you gotta pay the bills, and doing those types of videos are a lot easier than working on full projects, because full projects take a lot of time. Like I'm thinking about the Strawberry Sol character design video and the Minotaur Knight design video and that whole universe. Those things took a really long time to make, and they took a lot of like love and effort, and some of them perform really well, but some of them don't always perform really well. And if you want to have like a successful channel, you need to have like consistency, a really good frequency of putting out videos, and relevancy, because not everyone wants to click on a super niche video topic about your OCs. Steven, it can feel disheartening to be an artist on YouTube and be sought after more often for current event commentary than for your personal creative projects. Exactly, yeah. And then you have like brands that you're working with, and they expect like a video to get like 50,000 views or 100,000 views, and the for sure way of doing that is to do a trendier topic or just something that's more popular in the art community. Exactly, Chimera. That's like the best advice. Just like keeping things balanced. Like starting out with simpler videos like Draw With Me's, like this one that I'm recording right now, and then just like mixing in different topics. Either that or product reviews. Yeah, Kaylin, yeah, exactly. And the thing is with product reviews, most of the time, those like companies that do a lot of that stuff where you see like artists like reviewing a product, they're either just like giving that product to the artist with no extra payment, like the product is the payment, which is not right at all. You should compensate the creator for the time of creating something. And they don't really pay that well. And they prey on like the up and coming artists. Like I even faced this myself. And looking back, it's just like, I should not have taken those deals. I am grateful that I was sent free supplies, but it feels a bit small in comparison to my efforts. Exactly, yeah. It just doesn't feel great when I see that other creators like that possibly happening to them, and I'm just like, and it's not their fault, it's the company's fault. Lee, not enough artists talk about their projects, their process, struggles, lessons they learned, etc. You really don't need to make art to discuss art-related drama. Yeah, basically. I don't know. It's a really tough topic to talk about, and you don't know where people are coming from. And I think that's why I keep on hesitating on making that video, because it's such a tough topic to speak about, like monetizing your art and being a sellout, quote unquote. And it's also really difficult to be vulnerable and share those more personal projects as well. Like, I even faced that a lot and faced that a lot this year, but now I'm kind of just like, you know what? I'm gonna make the stuff that I want to make. I'm just gonna post it and still work my way through a lot of like confidence issues, but it'll make me a lot more satisfied and like creatively fulfilled in the long run. And that's really important to sustainability. Lee, I feel like YouTube is leaning more into sincerity and realness now, so maybe if this keeps happening, we'll end up at a better place with better, more valuable content. I hope so too. That was kind of like the note that I left off in the essay that I was working on, that like this isn't all doom and gloom. We still have a bunch of great like creators coming up making really cool videos, and things becoming slowly more accessible to more people just with like the progress of technology. Videos about OCs, projects, and original stories help me get way more motivated and puts me in a mindset to make all the things. Whereas videos about drama just turn into background noise for me, which is great for when I'm already on a good flow, but not to get started. I'd have to agree. Like, I feel like I have to actually like sit down and watch those types of videos, because it's like, I know that creator put a lot of time into it, and it's also just like really great work, and I want to appreciate it and like enjoy it in like the best way possible with no other distractions. Meanwhile, like general commentary or like maybe even like studio vlogs, that's more of like a background noise for working on stuff. Chimera, I love videos that include comic creation processes, because that's something that's a goal of mine, so I'd love a video on your comic creation if you choose to do that. Yeah, I really want to. It's been a really slow process, which I feel a little insecure about, but I also had like a ton of other things going on, so it's like I have to acknowledge that. But as I've been like starting to color it, it's all been sort of like coming together, and it's been really fun, and it's been healing sort of like that art block and just feeling bad about a lot of things. So it's been really fun, and I'd love to make a video about it to like share my process. My like process in Clip Studio Paint, I don't even want to share it, because it is so, it's not a process. It's a, oh, that looks nice, or I wonder what this does, and I do it. I'm like, okay, that's I'll give like a comic like process / tutorial, or like my own method, like maybe next year once I have a couple more pages under my belt. But yeah, I feel like this later half of the year has been kind of reconnecting with my art in a way that I hadn't in a long time, especially with OCs. I didn't draw a lot of OC stuff for the past couple years because of like school, and then also starting this whole like endeavor of making this a career. It just felt like my characters, I think, mean a lot to me, and I think it's scary to sometimes share them, especially when they're not fully fleshed out yet. Sharing them in the process of creation is even more vulnerable, I think. Kaylin, comics are also just a lot harder than illustration. It's kind of like framing shots for a movie or storyboarding, but also its own thing. You're working on your own comic, and it melts the brain for real, yeah. Yours is looking so good, thank you. That means a lot. It does kind of melt the brain, because you're thinking like, okay, the lighting source is here, but now it's over here because the character's over here. It's like, what? And like you said, it's like shooting a movie, basically. Like, you're directing everything, which I find that really fun, because you get to like make all the choices. If it's just like a personal project, if you're not working on it with other people. But I did take a comic course in college, and I really enjoyed it. And I was just like, you know what? I think I could do this as a thing, but I didn't think people would be interested in like my characters or anything like that. Or I just didn't feel like I was ever ready. But you're never gonna feel like you're ready. So it's just like, just jump into it. Maybe I'll share that comic one day on the channel. Shay's first comic. Hidden in the vault. Ancient lore. Exactly, Lee. Going through the mess around and find out absolute chaos process to get to the point where you have a proper solidified way of working. There's no way to get it exactly. That's what I keep on telling myself. I'm like, dude, just have fun now. You'll figure it out later. It'll eventually work itself out. I think that's how I dealt with like getting better at digital art and digital painting, because I feel like I really improved in 2023 and in this year, just getting more comfortable using it to where like starting a digital painting isn't as like overwhelming as it used to be, because now it's like I kind of have a process in mind. I'm still no like genius or professional at it, but it's definitely a lot more less of a headache to wrap my brain around. I also feel like when I'm drawing in the context of a comic, I feel like the actual drawings are so much better, because I always feel like I struggle with just like one-off things because there's not that story behind it. So I feel like comics are really improving my storytelling skills as well, and just intentionality with artwork in general. A lot of this year has also been like pressuring myself to already completely figure out everything about what I'm gonna do for like the rest of my life or something, especially with artwork. I feel like there's a lot of people either my age or like just getting out of college that already have like jobs in the industry, and it's like they've already figured out exactly what they want to do, and it's kind of not disheartening, but just like, or at the beginning of this year, it felt like I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my artwork, and I was just kind of figuring it out all year by doing the weekly paintings and like drawing every day. But then I realized, you know what, I don't have to have everything figured out, and I'm fortunate to be in the position where like actually trying new things and experimenting actually like ultimately helps, like the YouTube videos and like keeping things interesting, and it's just really fun. Charlie, you were 30 before you got your first industry job. There's certainly no exactly. It's like there's no like timeline for everything. I think we just like get so caught up in our head about like being a young, successful, millionaire, accomplished artist. Maybe not millionaire, but like well off. You don't have to worry about money, all that sort of stuff. But now I'm like, I like comics, and it's a really great way to like get my stories out and just, I don't know, get to draw and paint fun things. And I didn't really go to like a specific art school. I went to a public university, so I think the career advice or navigation or like guide or something wasn't as curated to what I want to do. People are definitely more like into like the fine art path, which I didn't want to do. Vloud, I always wanted to make some sort of art content, but I tried to start sharing my art on TikTok a while ago. Granted, my art was not good back then, but I absolutely got wrecked in the comments. Dude, I feel like the biggest tip I could give to other people like trying to like do social media is probably to just get off of TikTok. I see those like sort of drama art commentary videos talking about like the TikTok art community, and it looks so scary. Like I'm thinking about all of like the emerging artists, people just starting out, or like actual younger artists. I can't imagine like posting a TikTok as like a 12-year-old and then getting like outrageous comments like that. It would make me not want to make art again. It's so sad because it's just like you're just like killing like that passion that so many young people have, or just like beginner artists in general. You don't have to be young, but it's just like, dude, TikTok's a scary place. I feel like also with social media, you feel like maybe a bunch of creators like already have like their personal brand figured out, or like a specific style and stuff, and it could be really intimidating because like, oh, they already have everything figured out, or they're so recognizable, and it could just become like overwhelming or discouraging to start in the first place, because like you feel like you have to do one sort of art style, but then that like trend changes and you have to follow the next art style, when in the long run you could just focus on what you really care about, build out those skills, and just like, I don't know, be happy. Be fulfilled with what you create, because it's actually what you want to make. Lee, that's a good idea. social media is so scary and ungratifying for most artists currently just trying to build up a body of work, and then maybe it will. Making work that actually like you care about, that'll show through the work, and the right people will see it and they'll like resonate with it. And it may not be like hundreds of thousands of people, because maybe it doesn't appeal to everyone's aesthetic or the type of things they like, but it's like always better to have like a smaller, more engaged audience that actually like cares about what they're seeing and what you are posting than like a really big audience that just follows you for, I don't know, like a certain type of art that you did that blew up, or like some sort of fan art or something. A nice cleanse is recommended every once in a while. Yeah. I also find that just like maybe you're taking a break from social media, but maybe you like get out your art books and you just look at those for like a couple days. That really helps too, because you're still getting that like boost of inspiration, but it's not as overwhelming as like searching through Pinterest. I don't know if I want to use the paint markers. I feel like trying to stick with just Crayola could be a fun challenge. I think I'll just continue with the shading. Chimera, you haven't drawn a singular cowboy portrait throughout this hour. It's difficult to like draw and like interact at the same time. I think I did like a couple videos on YouTube where I was like speaking and drawing at the same time. It's incredibly difficult. Like that's why I drew this out first and I inked most of it, because I knew I would not be able to like actually focus on the drawing if I was having to speak. It's hard. You were a mod and an RP amino at 15 years old. Whoa. And now you are a mod here. Look at how far you've come. I'd like to say that's a step up, hopefully. That it isn't too bad over here. Born to mod for Shay's Kitchen, forced to mod Weirdo Amino. Speaking of mods, since we have more now, we might be expanding the amount of sticker club slots, I think in November, either to like 50 or 100 more. We're not sure yet. We're trying to judge how well we do with packing the 100 for October. When the stickers finally arrive, I'm still salty. We'll definitely send out updates. But yeah, we're excited to pack them. It's been almost a year since I had the last sticker club, so I'm ready to get back to it. Leopold, is the sticker club international? Yes, it is. Yeah. In the mod position, it's a volunteer position, so it's like we don't expect you to be here like all the time, but it really helps us to just have like more eyes on things when we aren't active, or let's say I'm doing another stream. It helps us to kind of just manage things as the server grows, and we keep things safe and continue to make things comfortable, because I really like how the vibe is right now on the server, and I'd like to keep it that way regardless of how many members we have. So glad I wear glasses. I've got 4 eyes for you guys. Thank you. I'm about to start gnawing at my sketchbook. I'm so hungry. Me too. It's almost lunchtime for us. And I always get really tired / like fatigued after doing streaming, just because it's talking and my attention. I'm trying to keep track of things. So I need a well needed meal after this, and maybe a nap or something. Or a couple rounds of Fields of Mystria. That never hurts. I love that game so much. I really want to make a Fields of Mystria, like either we do like a let's play live stream on here and then I turn it into a YouTube video, or I do like a YouTube video where I'm drawing all the characters in my style. That would be really fun. I really want to do that. But yeah, Fields of Mystria has been like a huge source of like character inspiration, I think, and just like the overall aesthetic of the game. I really like it. And I just downloaded I think it's Ace Sprite, and I really want to get into making pixelated things for the channel, like animated pixelated things, and for this server. So that'll be fun. It'd be fun to like do a whole YouTube video about trying pixel art for the first time. Artist tries pixel art. Painter tries pixel art. I don't know how else I could spin that. Not clickbaity enough. Needing big red circle and arrow. Exactly, Jake. Some artists scare me with how talented they are with trying new things. Like those artists who just pick up something new and they're amazing. I feel like that's because like so much of like visual art skills are so transferable to other mediums. To where like if you're good at painting and like composition and stuff, you're like you could apply that skill to a lot of different art forms. Dude, I don't know how Prickly Alpaca does what they do. They make a lot of stuff. I'm always so impressed. It's so amazing. Yeah, she's definitely a big inspiration of mine. Like video-wise and just like creative-wise in general. Steven and I really want to make it's like partially inspired by her, but like really wanting to make like full armor cosplays of our knights, the Minotaur Knight and the Platycerian Prince. We really want to do that, but we've both never made like any sort of thing like that. That'd be so cool. What if I just like show up in stream just in my full armor? I would love that. That would just be enjoyable for me personally. We have medieval Mondays or something like that. It'd be fun to do a night zone a week, either through the sketchbook club or just in general. That'd be fun. I would love to do like a experiment with doing a comic with the Minotaur Knight and the Platycerian Prince. That'd be really fun. I'm thinking like high fantasy, like dark fantasy maybe. We should have either like a zine week or like a 24-hour comic week. Those are both really great ideas. Wow, the progress I made on these. 2 hours of progress right here. Never seen before. Yes. Productivity tip, live stream. Talk while you draw. That'll really help. Be it as distracted as possible. I think I'll try and work on this after lunch. Try and get this done because it needs to be done. Chimera, yeah. A study/drawing session where multiple people show what they're doing. Like we're all FaceTiming. I think that's a fun idea. I think someone requested it. I think it was Jake, but talking about a gesture drawing stream where I would bring up like a gesture drawing site. We do like fully clothed models, so we don't have to worry about that. And we just draw along, do the same poses, and then we can share them after the session. And that'd be really fun. And it's just like gesture drawing, no big stakes, just enjoying, just drawing and stuff. Yeah, I feel like the FaceTime also helps to keep accountable. I know people do a lot of co-working sessions where they're not speaking at all. They have the mics turned off, but they do have the camera on because of that accountability. So I usually I'm not that much of a talker. I mean, I know that I like basically just talk the entire time during the stream and I talk throughout my videos, but it takes a lot of energy out of me, and it's difficult for me to ramble on just on my own. It's really easy when I have you guys to react to, but no, it's just myself. It's difficult, but yeah, that would like help to give myself a rest with always speaking all the time. Studies of movies, that's really good too. In my painting mentorship, the mentor always recommended doing movie studies for learning composition and lighting and color. It'd be fun if we could I'd have some sort of like submission box where you can like submit a movie still that you really like, and we just like work through those. Jake, I feel that so hard. I was a little scared about setting up this whole thing because I was just like, maybe I should just color the sketchbook spread digitally, because I was just like, setting up a traditional camera it's so difficult, and having the right lighting. Streaming digital art, yeah, I think Chimera, I think it was you who recommended like doing like a digital painting stream. That'd be really fun. I like that too, Lee. Do a Pomodoro session with chatting during breaks, but working quietly through the Pomodoros. Yeah, that's a good idea. Jake is asking what's Pomodoro. That's basically the studying method or like the work method where you like focus on something for 20 minutes, whether it be like you're studying or you're working on something or drawing something, and then you give yourself a 5-minute break and you just like switch between those methods. It's actually super helpful. Sometimes I find that I like to have like a 30-minute session, just a little bit longer, especially when I'm drawing, because sometimes it can be like too abrupt to have like a 5-minute break, because 20 minutes is so short. But it varies. Lee, you do 40-10 because 20 minutes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sometimes it takes a lot longer to get into that focus state, and then once you are in it and that 20 minutes is up and you have that alarm go off, it just like ruins the whole thing. We have reached the 2-hour mark. It was fun doing like a little bit of work on this. Okay, like I showed at the beginning, this is the finished sketchbook spread. I was very distracted during stream and didn't really get too far in it, but I think I included some b-roll of me actually working on the more interesting parts. But yeah, talking and drawing at the same time is very difficult. I had a lot of fun creating the spread and ended up using some paint markers as well, and I just think it turned out super cute and it was super fun. September and October were kind of difficult months for me for a bunch of different reasons. I posted a little bit more about it on my Patreon, but I definitely had struggled a lot with my art for the past couple months probably, and being creative was kind of difficult. But these sketchbooks, these sketchbook prompts and working on the comic project that I've hinted at and I hope to share soon have helped me immensely with having fun with art again and just enjoying the process of creating and finding comfort with everything going on. So thank you all so much for watching. I really hope to be more active with posting, but it's gonna take some time to get back on track, so I don't want to promise anything yet. I already made that mistake. So I hope you all are doing well as we get towards the end of this year. I can't believe it's already November. Just take care of yourself and happy drawing. Okay, bye guys.